Welcome to friends to another episode of Rolling and Debbie into the future at theblog.com. I'm very excited about this interview because this organization I've been with for months, so I'm excited to share with you about even if
Yeah,
for my viewers. Renee, would you state your full name and um your what your disability is?
yeah, absolutely. So my name is Renée Dollenmayer, and I have cerebral palsy, and I also have scoliosis.
What was your relationship with God growing up? Did you have a unique view of God?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I grew up in the Catholic Church, and I was basically taught that you just go to church every week and that's that, and you check it off your list. But it was through a lot of suffering with disability that I went through in high school that really led me to the foot of the cross and just made me realize that Jesus is so much more than just a religion or a practice. It is a personal relationship with the Father. And I think through a lot of that suffering, it made me depend on Him more. And so, yeah, that's kind of the really short version.
And through your personal experience, that led you to a very unique um opening of creating even if. Um, could you explain what even if is and what your hope was in creating it?
Yeah, absolutely. So even if was actually founded during the pandemic in 2020. And I think during that time, my heart just felt heavy for all the people with disabilities who were, I mean, everybody in the world was isolated, but the disabled just even more were isolated. And so I thought it was just going to be a 6 week short Bible study. It was actually called Wheelie Babes Bible Study, which now that name makes me cringe. But that is what it was called. And I just gathered a few girls I knew from school and other communities with disabilities. But the Lord, through just a simple yes, Lord, He had other plans. So now we've been going for 3 years, and it's a global ministry. And as our heart is really that every girl that joins us would experience hope and purpose that comes from God's love in the midst of disability.
What kind of different events do you offer?
Yeah, so even if obviously it serves women with physical disabilities and chronic illness, and we have Monday Gather, which is basically weekly for the most part, basically like a big Bible study. So that's kind of our big event. And we also will host, we do book clubs, so that'll be like a smaller group. We also have done worship nights. We've done a all virtual retreat. So right now, all of our ministry is pretty much online. We've done a few in-person things, like meetups and different events for people to meet in person. And the prayer is, God willing, in the future, we would love to host a big retreat for individuals to be able to come in person.
As well as doing even if I've noticed that you also work with Johnny Erickson Todd a little bit in her foundation.
I do, yeah. So I've interned with Johnny and Friends for the past 3 years. Just finished my last internship, but I still do some volunteer work. I just got back from a family retreat. Basically, what family retreats do is it serves the whole family affected by a disability. So that's been a huge gift. I also help run a young adult Bible study for them on a volunteer basis. So yeah, just kind of all different sorts of things. I did forget to mention that Even If also does host once a year, we do an event called Disability in the Church. And our date for that is actually going to be announced very soon. It's going to be in August. And that's a great time for church leaders and family members and friends who are not disabled to come and see what we're about, but also to hear God's view, the biblical view of disability. So, yeah.
How has the foundation affected your faith personally?
Do you mean Johnny and Friends or Even If?
Or the foundation in like your foundation, or
Okay.
Even If.
Yeah, Even If Ministries, I think, well, I tell people all the time it's healed my heart. And even if we say our disabilities are our healing, and that came about in Even If. And so I really think as much as Even If has served girls all around the world, it's also served my own heart, and just again led me to the foot of the cross, and reminded me that my disability has healed my heart. I always tell people I wouldn't know Jesus the way that I do if it wasn't for my disability. So for that, I am so grateful.
What is your vision for Even If in the future? If you had a hope for Even If, what would that be?
Yeah, Debbie, that's a great question. And I've spent a lot of time this summer dreaming and just saying, Lord, let your will be done. I think to just reach more girls for the gospel would be amazing, because Jesus truly changes our lives and changes our view of our suffering. So that would be something. And then also, like I mentioned previously, getting to do like a big retreat where everyone could come together. And I'm not just talking about any retreat, I'm talking about a retreat where there would be caregivers and accessibility. So individuals wouldn't have to worry about how they would get their needs met while they're there. Just all of those sorts of things. And that's a huge dream, and that's going to take a lot of work. But with God, all things are possible. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
excited
went
to
to
see.
the Matthew. I don't know the exact verse, but it's in Matthew, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
what is your favorite verse and why?
Well, there are many. But I think I would have to go with Romans 8:28, which is Even If's verse that he works all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. Because in the moment, even right now with the season I'm in, it's hard to be like, God, you're working this for your good and your glory, but he is working things behind the scenes that we can't even see, that we can't even fathom. And some things are just out of our understanding because we're human, but I've seen him work all things for my good and his glory. And that's been a beautiful thing, even the hard things.
For the disabled people or caregivers listening, what would you want to the want to the want to impart them with as your closing remarks or whatever?
Yeah. I think just one, if you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, that will be the best decision in your life that you ever make. Because if you don't have him, I honestly don't know how people who are disabled or caregivers make it. It seems it's truly impossible. And so, um, yeah, just follow Jesus with your whole heart and um, press into your pain, because often when we press in and we allow ourselves to feel it is when the transformation happens. He has the power to do abundantly more than we could ask or imagine.
Ephesians 4:20, right?
Yep.
Um,
Yes.
uh, finally, where can my viewers reach you or connect with you?
Yeah, great question. So you can reach me on Instagram, my personal Instagram. That's probably the best way, at Renee Dollenmayer.
Can you
Don't know,
spell
Debbie.
can you
Okay,
spell that out just in case?
yes, so my first name is Renee, Renee, and then my last name is Dollenmayer, which is Dolllen, as in Nancy, M as in Mary, Ayer. So that is my Instagram, Renee Dollenmayer. And then if you're interested in getting connected or plugged in with Even If, or coming to our disability in church event, which we will be announcing the date on July 10th, you can go to our Instagram, which is at We Are Even If. We are also on Facebook. If you just search Even If Ministries, you can find us there as well.
This has been a wonderful, eye-opening conversation with you. I wanted to do this to reach more disabled people and to show them that there are organizations out there besides Johnny and Eric and Tyler to serve them and to encourage their walk with Jesus. So I appreciate you doing this.
Yes,
Thank
well,
you.
thank you for having me, and I'm excited to see what God does through this.
Yeah, me too. That's it for today's Rolling with W episode. Stay tuned for another Faithful Friday interview. When I come back from my vacation. Until then, I'll see what I always do at the end of every YouTube. I love you, but I love you more. Bye, guys.
Bye.
You can stop the recording.